comes low this time. Dennis again, smart reflex stop there. That's surely a foul. Two good stops there from Jake. Both at his near post, both from corners, and 0-0 still the score here after 10 minutes. Well, apologies if I've experienced any technical difficulties in the early stages of this one. If you missed it, I am delighted to say I'm here with under-21 captain Xavier Benjamin. Xavier, explain your recovery situation once again for those who couldn't join us earlier.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm back training now. I started training yesterday. I had a little quad strain. It kept me out for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. But I'm happy to be back with the team. I was really looking to kick on now.
And we'll talk about it again, as we did earlier. These guys have come into the side, predominantly 18s players stepping up to 21s, because a lot of our regular under-21s are away, getting involved in first-team training, getting involved in first-team matches, and that's all we want to see for the academy, is those boys making the step up to the senior side.
100%. It's a brilliant step up for both sets of players, scholars and professionals standing up for the first team, because scholars playing with the 21s is good, because 21s is development, so they'll get a lot of development, especially with Darren Purse and Matthew Blocks. It's good, and the players that are from the 21s that are stepping up to the first team is a brilliant experience, because they're playing with better physical players. Is good. Really trying to cook on all of us, really.
Now, free kick here for Millwall. Finley Cotton over it. It was Kenneford who gave it away. Clipped in, gets the header on it. Over the bar. Nice delivery from the Millwall man. And our final point to recap, Zav, as we were talking about earlier, naturally, it's great to see everyone playing up those age groups. But naturally that makes these under-21 games a little bit disjointed. You're playing with new players every week. It's hard to get into that rhythm that you might have if you were playing with the same 11 week in, week out. So positives, of course, that everyone's stepping up and playing up their age groups, but naturally that will have an impact on results, won't it?
100%. There's pros and cons to it, really. But the pros is you're developing as a player, because you're playing a year above. So physically, mentally, you're going to improve. Obviously, there's cons that we're going to lose, we're going to win, but then again, it's part of the learning with the 21. So, yeah, the aim is to play first team. So, yeah.
It's been an even start here. First 10 minutes at Leckwith. Here's Johnson. Good first touch from him. Loses it at the second attempt, though. He had arguably City's best chance of those opening minutes. Poked through 1v1, and the defender and goalkeeper combined at the last second just to stick the ball out for a corner, but an even contest so far. Here's Matondo. Ball down the line looking for Johnson. Does well. Gets the better of his man. Can Kenneford get there? Not quite. Well recovered from Finn Cotton of Millwall.
It's a real chance for the scholars stepping up to play in these 21s games, because it really shows a lot about them. See if they really got it. They've looked good in training over the past weeks and days. So the match is where the test is at, so we'll see.
Exactly, and experience at under 18s level is one thing, as you say, playing against people that are at your age group, but you never know with these 21s games. Every now and then you come up against a pro returning from injury or someone experienced who's looking for game time, so there's a lot of variety in them. That's dealt with by Ethan Wadey in the Millwall goal. A little bit sloppy at the back for the Lions. The Bluebirds will look to capitalise. There's a good header from Spears. Nyakua chasing down. Barton almost wins that one. Instead it drops to Kenneford. De Bono charging into midfield and catching his man there. That's red.
I think that's a bit harsh.
Red card for Alias De Bono. 15 minutes into this game, he strode forward with the ball, got involved in a tangle with his man, and has been shown his marching orders early doors here, and that will change the complexion of this game.
Yeah, I think it's a bit harsh on our young lad there. First challenge really of the game.
It's not a pretty one, but as you say, Zav, early in the match, referee had no hesitation with that one. And that puts City down to 10 for the remainder of this contest. Long way to go.
You will learn from it.
Yeah, as we were saying, experience and learning curves all about it, and a negative experience for Alias, but a learning curve nonetheless.
100%.
Millwall man down, getting a bit of treatment at the moment. Gives the Bluebirds a chance to regroup and reassess shape and work out how to adjust from that red card. Back underway we go then, with a Millwall free kick. City's task made a little bit more difficult now, down to 10. Dennis sends it long to Naikua. Does well and sends the ball in behind, looking for Johnson. Good defending from Josh Stevenson. City get it back though. Naikua and Barton pressing well, but Millwall play out. Good ball through the lines there. Here's Walker. Well defended from Edwards. Let's give someone to have an opportunity to step up really, and leadership's going to be important now for the remainder of this game.
100%.
Concentrate and talk to your teammates, so hopefully those scholars can step up and show the leadership they need to at this level.
Yeah, Freddie Cook is one of the leaders in the team, and he's one of the elders on the pitch right now, so it'll be good that he can have you can see what it's about now to step up and lead a team as we're with 10 men. Just make sure keeping the back five tight and compact, and don't let anything go through.
Lawson down the flank, dealt with by Spears. He switched over into the left side of that defence now as Naikua filling in here on the right.
This is also a learning curve. Players playing in different positions.
Yeah, good chance to show a bit of versatility, be adaptable, and it's another quality that Darren Pearce and Blocks will be looking at for these kind of games. Who can you rely on when the going gets tough and when you need someone to muck in and play where they don't usually?
100%. Here's a real test of character this game.
Millwall keeping possession here. Mackay. Tom Lee on the ball. Johnson. Can't keep hold of it. It's going to have a lot of work to do up front. Finn Johnson. He's got that pace in behind. We've seen that once already today with that first chance in the first 10 minutes, but he's going to have to try and hold that ball up and make it stick for his teammates, give them a breather from the defending.
100%. One thing about Finn, he loves to work. That's a good trait of him. Always brings out 100% training and games.
So flag goes up as Tom Lee tries to cut inside and get a shot off. Free kick won there by Naikua. This is what it's going to be now for City for the remainder of this half. In particular, just trying to get up the pitch, keep hold of the ball when they can.
Good ball, Freddie.
Naikua, can he keep it in or win a corner? Not quite. Well defended by George Walker. Millwall back fours look pretty strong so far. Not had too much to deal with, obviously. Being a man up, when they've been called into action, they've looked pretty solid. Up to the Bluebirds to try and break them down. Here's Cook, wins that header.
Good defending.
Johnson working hard, as you said, Zav, coming across, following that ball, but it's Millwall who are dominating the possession at the moment, trying to find an opening.
Well done.
That's good work from Kenneford and Edwards. Good shape so far from City in their own half. Stevenson on the ball. He's got Walker outside him. Opts instead to go into the box.
Good defending role.
Good clearance, and Kenneford tidies up. Mafiko going down the line. There's Lawson. Will Spears for company. Poor touch from the Millwall man. Puts it out for a throw-in. Decent start so far for Will Spears, Sav. What can you tell us about him and his step up from 18s to 21s?
He's been a very good player for us, really. So he's had, obviously, last season always stepped up, and this season now he's stepping up. He's even playing out of position today. He's playing he's left side of the three. He's a very quick player and very good on the ball. Yeah, he's got a lot to give. Just to keep his head down and keep working.
Yeah, probably won't have as much time on the ball this afternoon as he's used to, playing in the fullback role.
Exactly.
Moving into that defensive three on the left. Johnson battling hard, winning a throw-in off Kamal Grant. Good feet from Lee, finds George Walker. Clip ball over the top to Bangura Williams. He's into the box now. Chance for Lee. Will he shoot? Across goal it goes. No one there to meet it. Probably would have been better off pulling the trigger there. Tom Leahy. And the number 3, George Walker, has been instrumental for Millwall so far. Left back, but stepping into that midfield role as we see plenty of teams do nowadays. A lovely clip pass down the line to Bangura Williams. Good again from Kenneford and Matondo there, closing out the space, keeping the good shape. 25 minutes gone and it's 0-0, but it doesn't tell the full story. Chances for City early doors. Finn Johnson, Freddie Cook I think it was, with a header that was blocked before that red card for Alias de Bono. Here's Cotton, edge of the box, bit of space for him, plays it through, chance for Millwall here, and it's another good save from Dennis. Finley Johnson does well, wins it back for Cardiff City. Ikua combines with Edwards. Barton, that's a little bit loose, but Answer does well to get that ball away. Needs an option now.
Well done.
And brilliantly wins that free kick. Going to be a yellow card here for the Millwall man. Shamar Lawson receives the booking. Yeah, it's really clever play. Drive down the line and win that free kick when there aren't too many options on. Very smart.
He's always been a tricky player, Tom, to defend against. Never know what he's going to do, really. That's where we need him, higher up the pitch in these situations. Here
he is again, Naikua. 2 defenders for company. Pulls it back to Barton. Clip ball in. Oh, offside flags up though, unfortunately. It was a lovely ball from Dan Barton, and it took a defensive header to take it away from Jafet Matondo. Just went a second too early because the flag's up, so it will be a Millwall free kick. There's that Millwall chance then. Good strong foot there from Jake Dennis. Jake Dennis with a goal kick now, just waiting for an option. Goes long, up to Jafet Matondo. Ball forced back to the edge of the Millwall box. Finn Johnson chasing down again.
It's a good shape from Cardiff. Not letting Millwall easily break us down, staying compact, spaces are tight.
Yeah, Millwall taking the tempo out of the game, playing it at their pace, but City holding firm at the moment. There's space here for Lawson. Outside is Walker. Force back out to the edge of the box. And it goes, good header. I think it was Spears who got a touch, and then off the Millwall man it went. So that should be a goal kick.
We just have to work for one another. Now we've got 10 men, so it'll be hard.
It's going to be energy sapping, isn't it? They're going to do a lot of running between them, these boys.
Yeah.
Certainly a foul on Naikua, not spotted by the linesman, even though it's right in front of him. Back he goes to Jake Dennis. And obviously, Zav, yourself coming back from injury, as you said, back in training now, but you're on that cusp, pushing that first team group as well. How do you think your season's gone so far prior to your injury, and how are you enjoying it here in Cardiff City?
Yeah, I'm going into my second year now in Cardiff City. I've enjoyed it. It's been good. I've been pushed by coaches and players. I feel really grateful, really. Just got to give my thanks to God and family and the players. Pre-season, I think I've done well. I've travelled with the first team to Portugal, and I've made my debut in the Carabao Cup against Colchester United, which was a brilliant experience. So really, for me now, it's just really kicking on and just keeping my head down and working hard.
And you've got both Darren Pearce and Errol Bullock to turn to for guidance, and
100%.
What have they told you in terms of their advice and what they want to see from you now for the rest of this season?
They just want me to just be myself, which is good, because being someone else doesn't really get you anywhere, and just me being myself and being a leader that I am will get me somewhere. So it's just going to them as for advice, because Darren Price did play in these games and was a professional, and same as Errol Bullock. Getting advice for them will be good, and it's helped me as a player and as a person. So yeah, as I said, just kicking on now. Just want to kick on now and just improve day by day.
Loose ball that from Millwall as we creep past the half-hour mark. Not too many chances to discuss. Jake Dennis has made some good saves. The Bluebirds had their best opportunity a little bit earlier in the game, both coming in a matter of moments. Finn Johnson with the first and Freddie Cook with the second. But it is 0-0 here at Leckwith. Millwall pushing for that opener with that man advantage. Mafiko loses it there. Ball down the line, which Spears will see out of play. Hondo steps in, but it bounces away to Bangura Williams. Ball towards the back post, well held by Dennis inside the 6-yard box. Oliver Evans, the man who delivered that one. No real threat on the goalkeeper there. Jeff Matondo on the deck here. Nasty collision between Healy and Evans there. It's that red card again. Both players sliding in. No hesitation from the referee, but it's certainly a decision that's changed the course of this game. And this arguably Millwall's best chance. Slid through and poked towards Dennis, makes a good save with his feet, away from the danger. Matondo still on the deck here, getting some treatment, but a lengthy stoppage. Yeah, we're going to have to see a change here for the Bluebirds on the bench for them today. Joe Thomas, replacement goalkeeper, wearing 13. Number 12, Troy Perrott. Number 14, Trey George. Number 15, Ronan Capacchio. And number 16, Louis Phillips. I think it will be Perrott who's getting stripped and ready to come on, but Matondo thankfully back on his feet. We'll see in a moment whether he can continue or not. The match will continue with Millwall. It'll be a drop ball, but Millwall were in possession. Back on is Japhet Matondo, good to see. And a 5-minute break in play there that we'll expect to have at the end of this half, and Millwall back on the front foot straight away. Here's Walker. There's a 1-2 with Lawson. Good pressure and a good touch from Kenneford. He's clattered into there. That should have been a foul. Throw in given to Millwall. Cleared away by Spears. Lawson trying to play the ball around the corner. Everyone back behind the ball for City, digging into that defensive shape, and as we mentioned earlier, Zav, that concentration, that's going to be the main thing.
100%. Staying concentrated for the full 90 is important. So far we've done it well, so it's just about maintaining it.
And tricky when the team with the man advantage are just moving that ball around, forcing you to run and looking for gaps.
100%.
Got to stay in your shape and also talk to each other as well.
I feel like we're getting up to the ball very well when we need to. So when it's a sloppy pass by me, we're getting up to the ball, as you can see there from Dan Barton. Good little player he is.
Yeah, Barton and Kenneford working well together in midfield. Good little pairing, aren't they?
100%. Both clean on the ball, but can do the other side of the game as well.
Shown well there by Kenneford, actually trying to take that quick free kick, knowing his opponent was in the way, just buying it a few extra seconds. Lawson. Here's Cotton, middle of the park for Millwall. Josh Stevenson now over halfway. Barton, the first man forward with that press again for City. Walker, another dangerous ball into the box, and this time it does end up in the back of the net. Tom Lee with it. He's been Millwall's best player, I think. Number 3, George Walker, has caused a bit of trouble down this left-hand side, and that's a really dangerous ball into the box. Millwall finally make their man advantage pay and take the lead here. Naikua unfortunate there, stands his man up well, but Walker just works that space, and it's Lee gets in behind, in between two defenders, is able to nod it home past Jake Dennis, who couldn't do much about it. And now City have to fight back and come from behind if they're going to get anything from this game. 1-0 to Millwall.
Heads can't drop now. That is where you need leaders.
Naikua keeps that ball in. Millwall press straight away though. Not too many options. But again, does well there. Tant wins another free kick. Edwards across to Spears. Good ball to Matondo. Bit of space for City here. Johnson entering the box, but it's Jafet Matondo. Oh, unfortunate. Just rolls into the arms of the goalkeeper. Good defending. Poked ball through, looking for the goal scorer Lee, just overhit and out of play. Here's Barton, does well in the middle of the park, fouled there. Naikua onside, will chase this down, a bit too much on it though. Does well there. Naikua hooks it back for Johnson to chase. Approaching the 45th minute of this game, we will see. I guess about 7 or 8 minutes of injury time with that stoppage for Jafet Matondo's clash of heads. Thankfully he's back up and out there. He's Cook, sends it back down the line. For Matondo again. Johnson chasing that second ball. It's well done by Horsley Mackay. Sent back to the goalkeeper, Ethan Wadey. That's late. No complaints from Carl Kenneford. Looked like Jamal Lawson had caught him on the back of the ankle there. Ball back with the Millwall goalkeeper. Spears into Matondo. Fouled there.
Well played.
Nice idea. Kenneford making that run through the middle. Doesn't stick with him though. Spears almost wins that back 1v1. Rafiko tidies up, out for a throw. That's a nice ball. Clip to that back post, but again, no one attacks it. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, George Walker was at the heart of that chance, and he was the man who created the only goal of the game so far, which has put Millwall in the lead here. It was Henry Hearn who tried to find the back post with that ball. City started brightly, chances for Finn Johnson and Freddie Cook, but it's that red card after 15 minutes for Elias De Bono that's really changed the face of this game. The Bluebirds have been in good shape for the majority of the half, but unpicked by a ball of brilliance from Walker, clipped in from the left, and it was Tom Lee who got his head onto it. Zav, a tricky half, not a lot of goal-mouth action for Cardiff City, but from a defensive point of view, what did you make of it?
It's just that one glimpse of concentration really that just they had and they scored. But throughout the whole first half, I think we defended well, stayed compact. It's just that one moment really. Like the second half, we can do better, 100%.
Yeah, second half action to come from Leckwith shortly. The score at half-time: Cardiff City 0, Millwall 1.
Johnson almost wins that one. Instead it drops to Kenneford. De Bono charging into midfield and catching his man there. Oh, it's red.
Welcome back. Second half coverage of this under-21 clash, Cardiff City and Millwall here at Leckwith. It's the Lions who have the lead at half-time, 1-0. The Bluebirds reduced to 10 men. Alias De Bono sent off after 15 minutes. The Bluebirds then, with 10 men, have a big task in this second half. Try and get back into this one. Finn Johnson gets us underway. Will Spears sends it long. And Xavier Benjamin, what do you want to see from the side in the second half? What are you expecting?
Just a bit of bravery. I know we're playing 10 men against 11, but it's really just about bravery and just staying together as a team and working for one another. Because obviously it's going to be tough, like a big mountain to climb, but it's possible. Nothing's impossible. So yeah.
That shape was really good for the majority of the first half. One moment, as we said,
Exactly.
where Millwall got in. So it's going to have to be as good again in the second half, isn't
100%.
it?
Got to stay concentrated in both areas on the pitch. It's a good touch by Will.
Here's Spears driving forward. Got with Tondo for company. That ball a little bit overhit. Just watched out of play by Kamal Grant. And that concentration, that shape, that solidity has got to be there. But then going forward, if City are going to get anything from this game, they've got to be a little bit more different in attack. Try and mix it up and make chances.
100%. We've got to be clinical when we get our chances, really. Because we just might get a few. But yeah, we just have to be clinical when we get them.
Millwall, understandably, with that man up, able to control the tempo of the first half. Nice and slow, playing to their pace, and then trying to break through that City back line when the chances came. Jake Dennis watches that one all the way back into his box. Here's Spears. Kenneford. It's Freddie Cook.
He's good at that, stepping in and finding a pass. Very good on the ball.
Yeah, summer signing. Freddie came in from Leicester City, I think.
Yeah.
Looks solid in these early parts of the season. Obviously, you got yourself coming back from injuries, Zav and Malachi.
Yeah.
Coming in from Spurs, our latest under-21 recruit. So, a bit of competition now at centre half.
100%. There's a lot of competition now in all areas of the pitch, really. Defenders, midfielders, and attackers. But yeah, where I play, So obviously it's good to have competition, good healthy competition. Really pushes us in training and in games. So yeah, no one's shirt is really there. Just got to work for it.
It's a ball over the top, offside flag, up against Oliver Evans. Fico. That's intercepted. Johnson putting the pressure on to try and win that ball back. Instead, it's with Guru Williams. Here's Barton. Matondo beats his man. Kenneford, can he get the foot on the ball? Oh, he can, and he's taken out. Well, if the red card for Cardiff City is a red, then that one has to be as well. That was late, and that was reckless, and Carl Kenneford's been caught there. Whether the whistle had already gone is another matter, because it was really, really reckless. Yellow card given to Kamal Grant. Let's have a look at it. Thoughts, Av?
Nowadays can't really speak to the ref, so whatever it says goes.
Can only think that he'd already blown the whistle, and that somehow means that isn't a red card, but Elias De Bono must be absolutely furious with that, having been sent off for a less aggressive foul in the first half. Here's Matondo. Takes it to the byline, into the box now. Jafet Matondo pulls it back. Chance for Nyakua. Can he shoot? Into the box, Nyakua. Oh, over the bar.
Unlucky, man.
Bright from City. Riled up by that challenge, and it's Jafet Matondo just driven into the box, and good composure from Nyakua, but in the end the shot goes over the bar. Good start to the second half from the Bluebirds. And Dan Barton's flown in there. Yellow card for him. Stevenson driving out from defence. Loose ball is going to run for a throw. Joseph Edwards with the ball in hand, sends it down the line. Johnson gets a good touch on it. Barton now on a yellow, has to be careful, but leads that chase as he did in the first half. Johnson putting the pressure on again. Evans for Millwall sends it round the corner and out for a Cardiff City throw. Kenneford does well, finds the space off the back of Shamar Lawson, plays it out wide to Edwards. Nyakua looking inside, Kenneford's there. Here's Finn Johnson. Into Matondo, good first touch. Barton to Mafiko. Nyakua, can he keep that in? No, it's going to run for a goal kick, I think. Yeah, unfortunate. Good build-up play. City are a lot faster in their passing. The tempo's higher in the second half. Trying to take this game to Millwall a little bit more. Hearn. Nothing doing there. Back to Jake Dennis. That's a wayward pass. It's a header from Ethan Wadey out for a Cardiff City throw. Goalkeeper called into action there. Barton dispossessed that time. It's a loose ball. Mafiko picks up. Bit more life in this second half, Zav.
Yeah, a bit of end to end, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see we talked about earlier about the Bluebirds needing to step out and try and take this game to Millwall. They've done that at the start of the second half, creating chances, trying to get back in the game.
That's what I was talking about, being brave. That's what I really wanted to see from them. Just taking the game on the scruff of the neck, really, and just bringing the game to Millwall when they have the ball. It's good that they're all fighting for each other, working, doing an extra mile, stepping up as a team, being compact. It's all part of the process, really.
Yeah, Kenneford and Barton leading the press from midfield. Finn Johnson hasn't stopped running all game.
100%.
All clipped in towards Hearn. Does well to retrieve it there, the Millwall man. Cotton. Out to Walker, puts another good ball into the box, but Dennis gathers that easily. Here's Kenneford. Driving forward, needs an option now. Kua up to Barton. Cook, good ball through the lines to Matondo. Looking for Johnson, nice idea. City trying to work this Millwall back line, pulling them around. Jake Dennis does well, deals with that ball over the top. Good ball from Kenneford. Ikua makes it his own, needs Mafiko. Plays that ball down the line to Matondo, and here's Spears still in play. Looking in for Johnson, there was a nice idea from Will Spears. Matondo forcing his man into a bit of trouble as well there, Jaffet. Matondo does well in a tight space. Spears sends that over the top looking for Johnson.
Well played.
He does all right there for Johnson. Gets a tug on the shoulder. And that ball was running out unfortunately anyway, but he stayed down here, the City striker. No. Questionable one that. Referee not interested. Couple of appeals. Presume Finn Johnson's been troubled by the landing rather than the contact.
There's a bit of a pull.
Yeah, just that last action there, as the ball's running away, doesn't mean the defender can just throw you to the ground like that. Another contentious call in this second half. I don't know what sport, that's not a red card to be honest with you. This is City's chance from earlier in the second half. Matondo pulling the ball back to Nyakua. Just sent that shot over the bar, but promising signs for City. As Millwall get us back underway here. Half an hour to go. Finn Johnson back on the field, looking to get the Bluebirds back into the game. Nevins trying to get him behind off Mafiko. Goal kick given. Foul there on Nyakua. Shamar Lawson. A little touch on the ball, but took the man with him. That leaves Joseph Edwards standing over this free kick. Oh, it's brilliantly done. Here's Mafiko into the box. What can he do? Pulls it back. Matondo blocked. Still with Mafiko here on the left for City. Can he win a corner? Oh, he does better than a corner. Wins that free kick. Lovely bit of skill. Rolled past his man and was brought to the ground. Zachary Mafiko. I thought he was going to shoot Zav when it fell to him in the box, but unselfish, squared it for his teammate instead.
Very good player, that, really. Since he's been with us, putting a good impression.
Yeah, it was Matondo sliding in to get something on that ball, blocked away. And how about this, to wriggle out of that space?
Legs well played, man, winning the foul as well.
Kenneford over this then, basically on the corner spot. Change for City in the meantime as well. Here's Troy Perrott coming on for Japhet Matondo, so that chance was his last action. Here's Kenneford. Flat to the back post. Cleared away by Finley Cotton. All a bit messy in the middle of the park. Neither side can get a foot on it. And Troy Perrott just pokes it out for a throw. Clipped over the top. Walker chasing down. Tried the ambitious Naikua clearing up. Kenneford, Perrott linking up nicely together. Back to Edwards. Dennis forced to go long. Johnson will chase this one down. Spears goes on the outside. Bit of space for him and Johnson on this left side. Will Spears still going. Needed a shout there. There was a man take that ball off him, but Mafiko gets it back. Here's Barton. Unlucky that from Naikua. Rolls under his foot and out for a throw. City moving the ball a bit better. They don't, not playing like they've got 10 men of these. They're trying to take this game to Millwall, and
100%.
You wouldn't really know that Millwall have got an extra man, would you?
Yeah. Well played.
Kenneford does well. Pickens Lee gets a toe in. Kenneford, good foot in there. Again, trying to win that ball back high, the Bluebirds, into the final stages of this game. A little too overzealous there, Carl Kenneford. He might have caught Shamar Lawson based on his reaction. There's that chance again for City. Fico picked the right option, I think. Matondo sliding in. Got a good toe on it, but it's well defended by the Millwall man. Blocked away. Still down here, Shamar Lawson, Millwall's number 7. Perhaps understandably not in any rush to get off the field and let play restart. Millwall now with that free kick is Oliver Evans. Lawson back underway now. Slides it to Kamal Grant. Here is Lawson back on the field, pulls it across goal. Naikua sends it back where it came from, out for a Millwall throw this time. Head tennis in the middle of the park. Kenneford recovers for City. It's a nice ball. There goes Naikua on the outside. He's got 2 for company. Troy Perrett in space in the middle. It's opened up nicely here for City. There's Perrett blocked away. Might fall. Could have fallen for Fico. Johnson tireless again. Puts that block in. And Will Spears just concedes a free kick. Slip there from Kamal Grant, but he's recovered really well. Driving towards the edge of the box. Here's Cotton. Walker. Another dangerous ball in, and it should be 2. It's Tom Lee again. That combination for the first goal, George Walker and Tom Lee. This time, thankfully, Millwall's number 9 sticks it over the bar. Again, concentration, a key word we used earlier, Zav. Maybe just now this game's getting into the late stages, all that running,
100%.
that extra effort people have got to put in. moments of concentration like that can be crucial.
Very crucial. Yeah, this is really the dying moment, end of the game. Really, this is where you've got to stay focused the most. So don't go down to 2. Stay in the game.
It's Lee again, up against Spears. It's clipped towards the back post. Now Kua needs to deal with it. Does well.
Done well.
There's Walker into the box. Goes to ground. Nothing given by the referee.
Well,
Nice idea. And the run of Troy Parrott not quite up with play, but again Millwall trying to push forward and City looking to hit on the break. Ball in behind to Lee. Hearn had made the run into the box, wasn't spotted by his teammate. Out for a throw. Poor pass. Here's Johnson.
good reaction.
What? Oh, Finn Johnson really unlucky there. Got back in and worked hard. Here's Bangura Williams taking the shot on early. Wasteful from him. I'm just applauding that the free kick should have gone the other way, Zav, and referees pointed it in Millwall's direction.
Wrong decision by the ref there.
Yeah, there's a stray arm that catches Johnson as he gets his body position right to get that ball back. A couple of occasions now, that's City winning that ball back. Sloppy play from Millwall, winning it back in midfield and looking to go quickly. Hasn't quite come off, but the signs are there with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Break and play here. Jake Dennis is on the deck. Joe Thomas has been out warming up for a little while actually in front of us. He's had a good game today, Jake Dennis. Made some good saves in that first half in particular.
Yeah, commanded his box as well. Yeah, good lad, Jake. Works hard.
Let's watch that non-red card one more time, shall we? Doesn't get any nicer, does it?
Nah.
The Bluebirds coming in for a drink and a chat with the coaches. Big 10 minutes ahead to try and sneak back into this game. It's been a much better second half. Creating space 1v1, trying to make chances and take players on. Kua instrumental in that. Matondo before he went off Kenneth and Barton, as we talked about before, they've played well in midfield together.
Both of them good engines, good on the ball, good off the ball. That's one thing you can't fault about them, their work ethic.
Jake Dennis back on his feet. Millwall will get us underway with the throw-in. Edwards as well there. Shields that ball out for a goal kick. Change then for City. Louis Phillips coming on. It is Dan Barton who goes off. We were just talking about him then, Zav, him and Kyle in midfield, but you've been impressed by Dan this afternoon.
100%. It was a brilliant shift from him today, man, on and off the ball. He's a very good player. Since he's been up with the 21s, he's really shown what he's really about. Hasn't really been phased. Well played to him.
Looks more like a front three for City now. With Perrett on the left, Naikura on the right, and Finn Johnson up front. Kenneth tidies up. Edwards didn't have a lot of time to think about that and does well. Perrett, lovely turn from him, and Naikura is in space here out on the right flank. Pulls it across, Mafiko's in there.
Well played, Freddie.
Yeah, good commanding presence from Freddie Cook. Here's Phillips. Just turn into the box for Millwall.
Standing.
Edwards across, does well.
Well done.
And Kenneth tidies up too as Phillips sends it back down the line. Game's opened up here at Leckwith, 10 to go.
Good Finn.
Here's Johnson. Nice idea to try and pick out Naikura. Doesn't quite come off though. And there's a push in the back, apparently. Millwall free kick.
Well played.
Nice ball out wide. Phillips stands up to it though. That's fired in a bit too fast for the Millwall striker. City with the chance to break once again. Naikura steps inside. Kenneth offers support. Heavy touch, and now it's Millwall's chance to break. Sloppy there from the visitors. End to end now in the final stages of this game. City a goal down, a man down, but looking to push and get back into it. Nice Phillips. Recovers well. Kenneth. Great ball over the top to Troy Perrett. Just doesn't hold on the surface. All the right ideas from City. A round of applause there from Matthew Bloxham. Pushing the right buttons. Just need to get some shots on goal before time runs out.
That's one thing about the City squad. Never give up, always working, which is good.
Another break in play here. Millwall man down on the deck. Bit of cramp. Here's Ethan Wadey. Plays short to get this one back underway. Perrett. Here's Spears. Still going, Will Spears. Wins a foul as well. Ran out of space and bought it nicely. Change here for Millwall. It's number 4, Joshua Stevenson, who's hobbling off over to the far side. Chris Ojumen is the man coming on. Tuck in at right back. Phillips. Nice turn from Perrett. Slides that ball in towards Johnson. Well watched by the Millwall defender. Johnson again, Kenneford looking for Nyakua. Edwards deals with the bounce of the ball well there, and here's Cook. Spears, nice touch to Nyakua. There's Walker.
Good.
Fico does well to win it back.
Good feet.
That's another free kick, one there. That's for Nyakua. Hasn't had too many chances on goal today, but his build-up play and his work off the ball has been really good.
100%.
Phillips tries to turn, gets himself in a tangle. It's Lawson. Ojumen. Good recovery from Phillips. Concedes a corner, but made up for losing the ball there. And Millwall with the lead and with only a couple of minutes left will be in no hurry to take this. Finley Cotton drills it in. Good header. Another corner given. Have another look at it quickly. That one's dealt with better. Nyakua. Bounce of the ball really doesn't help him there. It gives Millwall the chance to get it back in a good position. It's Grant. Lee, Kenneford does really well. Fico gives it away though, and there's a chance. Centre half, Kamal Grant. It's a centre half's effort, if you don't mind me saying, Sav.
Nah, man, I'm getting on target.
Well, it's like Ollie Tanner's at the weekend. Good clearance. Phillips down the line. Into Johnson.
Played.
Chance for Finn Johnson here. Still going. It's well recovered. Kenneford. He's been everywhere this second half. Wins it back. Naikua, edge of the box. Johnson. Naikua pulled back. That should be a penalty.
In the box. Play time.
Really, really clever from Tanatsua Naikua. Just waited for the defender to commit there. Felt the arm on his shoulder. And it's just about in the box. It's really, really silly defending. Two hands, pulled the shirt back. And this gives City a chance to level in the final stage of this game. Naikua, the man who won it, he's going to take it. Up against Ethan Wadey in the Millwall goal in the last minute. Tanatsua Naikua steps up. Oh, great save, but a chance for Johnson. And it's wide. So unfortunate for City. They've done ever so well, a man down in the second half. And to be fair, it's a great save from Ethan Wadey, and he gets up to recover on the follow-up from Finley Johnson. Such a shame for Naikua. He's played well this second half. Won the penalty really nicely. And as we tick into the 90th minute, we will have a bit of stoppage time, of course. But that was a big chance for City to get level. Edwards does well. Unlucky to concede the corner there. Plenty back for Millwall. It's swung in. Kenneford collects, plays it down the line to Naikua. Kenneford looking for Phillips. It's defended just about. Odgerman. That's well defended. Phillips recovering, working with Kenneford to win that ball back. Here's Cook. Dennis. Back to Phillips. Free kick to City. Cook to Edwards. Naikua. Phillips has got space on this near side if he can be found. Perrott. Phillips. Back with Perrott. Fico trying to poke it through for Naikua. Chases his own pass and it comes back to Kenneford. Referee has a look at his watch. Not sure how long we've got left. The Bluebirds need to get the ball forward quickly, though, if they're going to get back into this one. Feet from Spears, attacking the box. Will Spears needs help there. And that is the end of this afternoon's game. A real shame that City don't come away with anything from it. That late penalty miss, a real cruel end to the day, but in truth it's the tale of two red cards, one given, one not. Alias de Bono in the 15th minute sent off for a late challenge. The Millwall man, I believe it was Kamal Grant, number 5. His attempt on Carl Kenneford only punished with a yellow. That would have levelled things up, and the way City were playing in that second half, they more than likely would have got back into it. But Zav, as we talked about earlier, it's all about learning, it's all about experience, and what will the boys have taken from today's game?
To be fair, I think they worked hard throughout the whole game. They didn't really show the opponents any signs of defeat. We're just a bit unlucky on the last penalty. It happens. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you score. But I think they've learned that just stick with each other and just be brave. And just the game's never done until it's done. So yeah, to be fair, I don't think it was a bad performance for City. It's just something you can learn on and can build upon.
And a lot of positives there. The two boys in midfield, Dan and Kyle, really impressive. Good link-up play in that second half, and the shape and the concentration for the most part was really good, wasn't it?
Very good, yeah. Dan Barton and Carl Kenneford, I think they played well on and off the ball today. And it's been shown in training, so for them to put it in games, no surprise really.
Now we'll leave you with the highlights of this one. Make your own mind up about those cards and which colours they should have been. Thank you to Zav for joining me this afternoon. We will see you for the next under-21 home match here at Leckwith. Final score today then, Cardiff City 0, Millwall 1.